Hi everyone, and welcome to today's live IELTS class. My name is Adrian, and I'm broadcasting to you live from Budapest. Today in this class, we are doing some IELTS listening practice, hopefully for a Band 9. As usual, materials come from our websites, gieltshelp.com for general IELTS. And if you're studying for academic IELTS, please check us out at aehelp.com. That's academicenglishhelp.com, where we have lots of great materials for you. In fact, this listening is coming from our exam book number 1, listening or test 2. So you will find it there for those of you who have it. If you want to get our exam books in paperback hard copy, then you can find it on Amazon. Just search for GE Helps General IELTS or AE Helps Academic IELTS. If you have questions about the International English Language Testing System or about our products, just send an email to me, Adrian at gieltshelp.com. Hi, Mandeep. Hi, Khyber. Hi, Pachu. Good afternoon, good evening to you, depending on where you are in the world. I'm happy students are joining in. Okay, just a quick peek at this week's schedule. Today, again, listening practice. Tomorrow, task 2, writing question with a sample Band 9 essay, and then on Saturday some general reading strategy for the general IELTS. We'll be looking at that. Okay, students, so without further ado, let's get into our listening exam. So we're looking at this test number 2 here. We are using the website for the audio. So this is our General IELTS website here. To join our premium course, just click that big red button. Use the course a few hours each day, and I'm sure that within a month you'll improve by a band score, if not more. And if you're doing academic IELTS, it's this website here with the blue background. So click that red button there. Okay, so I'm just going to log into my student account at the top here, where I have all of my goodies. I know it's a little bit bright because this is a lighter background. So here, students, you have lots and lots of goodies. You have interactive practice tests that are timed that you can use on your phone, tablet, or PC. You have a full online IELTS course. We have a couple of exam books with 6 full practice tests. There's over 100 hours of video lessons, and then here's where you have your audio CDs, and then we have additional services for resumes and CVs and so on and so forth. So right now, we will use the audio CDs. Just a quick reminder, here is the student partner speaking button. It works great now, so just click on that and you can find an IELTS speaking partner. We'll keep promoting that so that lots of students start using it so you can find speaking partners. Okay, let's just get into our audio CDs here. Students, get ready with your pencil and paper. I'm going to start this listening exam. We'll just get right into it, get you warmed up with listening section 1. Please do not write your answers into the chat. Volume is max on my end. I'm using my headphone microphone and a speaker. So if it's quiet for you, then just use a headset and turn up the volume. All right, so, all right, students, let's get going with this listening exam. Here we go. CD2, track 1. Ready, set, start. Let's see what's going on here. Just a moment. Okay, 1 second, just gonna switch the speaker over here. All right, let me just restart this. Here we go.
Recordings, and you will answer questions on what you hear. There will be time given to read the instructions and questions, and you will be given a chance to check your work. The recordings will be played only once. The test is made up of 4 sections. At the end of the test, you will have 10 minutes to transfer your answers to the answer sheet. Now turn to section 1. Listening section 1. You will hear a conversation between 2 men as one of the men buys a gym membership. First, you have some time to look at questions 1 to 5. You will see that there is an example. This time only, the conversation relating to this question will be played.
Good afternoon. I'm interested in purchasing a gym membership.
Of course, sir. What length of membership are you looking for? We have options ranging from 1 month to 2 years.
Can I get one for 3 months? I don't want to make too much of a commitment.
Of course.
The man says he wants a 3-month membership, so this answer has been indicated for you. Now we shall begin. You should answer the questions as you listen, because you will not hear the recording a second time. Listen carefully and answer questions 1 to 5.
Good afternoon. I'm interested in purchasing a gym membership.
Of course, sir. What length of membership are you looking for? We have options ranging from 1 month to 2 years.
Can I get one for 3 months? I don't want to make too much of a commitment.
Of course. Before we can get you started on getting into shape, I'm going to need some personal details from you.
Certainly.
Let's start with your name.
William Bacon.
Bacon spelled the same as the breakfast food?
Yes. B-A-C-O-N.
Okay, William. Now I need your residential address.
Oh, please call me Bill. I feel odd being called William.
Okay, Bill. So your address then?
Right. I live at 1653 Spooner Street in Liverpool.
Oh, I know that street. My grandmother lived there when I was growing up. The street name is spelled with an A, is it not?
Yes, that's right. Spooner is spelled S-P-O-O-N-A-R.
And your postcode here in Liverpool?
PK387YQ.
TK387YQ?
No, PK387YQ.
Right. Now we need your date of birth.
April 9th, 1980.
And your telephone numbers, starting with your home number.
I don't have a home number, just a mobile number. It is 312-77-8391.
Fine then. Now, do you have any medical issues we should know about, such as asthma?
I have no medical concerns. I'm in perfect health as far as I know.
Now, I need to ask you a few questions to find out what type of gym membership fits your lifestyle the best.
There is more than one type of gym membership?
Oh yes, there are a number of different options. We have our most basic membership, which allows you to work out on the machines on the main floor of our town centre facility. Then there is our premium membership, which allows members usage of the machines on the second floor of our town centre facility, as well as access to our third floor lounge.
What is so special about the machines on the second floor?
Nothing really, but our gym is extremely busy, and often the machines on the second floor are the only ones available. However, as I said, they are only open to the premium members.
Tell me about the lounge.
Our lounge is fantastic. The room is big, about 50 feet by 50 feet, and we have 2 large televisions and many comfortable chairs. There is also full bar service and a complimentary snack bar.
You now have some time to look at questions 6 to 10. Now listen to the rest of the interview and answer questions 6 to 10.
That sounds great. Are there any other membership options?
Yes, there is one more. We call it the Premium Plus membership, and it allows customers to use any of our gym facilities in the country.
So if I go to London or Kent or Newcastle, can I use your gyms there?
Well, yes, but we don't currently operate a gym in Newcastle. We do, however, operate a total of 22 gyms in England, not including this one in Liverpool.
23 gyms, that's impressive. What is the price difference between these memberships?
Well, at your 3-month level, the basic membership is £53. The premium is £84 and the Premium Plus is £95.
That's quite a step up from basic to premium.
Yes, but it's quite good value for the additional services and location options.
I'll have to think this over a bit before I make a decision.
Just so you know, Bill, we are running a promotion right now. If you sign up another person along with yourself, we will give both of you premium memberships for the price of basic memberships.
Wow, that's a great deal. I wonder who I should ask to join with me. Greg loves to work out, but he's already has a gym membership. I could ask Steve, but he's so busy with work all the time. I think I will ask my neighbour Kate. She's been trying to get back into shape after having her baby last autumn.
Wonderful. I will see you soon then.
Yes, you will. Sorry, I didn't catch your name.
It's Mike, and it was a pleasure helping you.
I will hopefully be in tomorrow with Kate. Does 11 work?
No, sorry, I'm not in until midday.
I will see you midday then.
That is the end of section 1. You will now have half a minute to check your answers.
Make sure to use that half minute to check your answers for simple mistakes. All right, students. So, again, I'm just going to hop back to our website here and stop the audio. Here we go. Okay. Now, let's go through the answers together for this section 1. So here we go, students. Okay, section 1, your goal is to get at least 8 answers out of 10 correct. It's the easiest section. Okay, so you need to get as many correct as possible in this section. There's usually a form completion like this where you have to fill in names, dates, postal codes, phone numbers, credit card numbers. So here it starts with name. His name is William what? What's the answer for number 1? Khyber and Ali both agree that this is Mr. William Bacon, who's trying to get this gym membership. Bacon, like that. Absolutely, spelt like the breakfast food, and they even spell it for you. B-A-C-O-N, spelt like the breakfast food. So definitely want to get that correct. Okay, and what's the address? And of course, it has to be a big B because it's a name. So you can have it like that, or you can have it all capital, students. You can have it like that as well. What's the address? Where does the person live? Okay, Ali, unfortunately, you're going to get that wrong because of the spelling. So remember, spelling is important. Khyber, I think, just did a quick correction there. Khyber says it's spelled S-P-O-O-N-A-R with a big S and an A. Yeah, they say that. Okay, so the person says, oh, my grandma lived there. That's spelled with an A, right? And then the guy who's registering for the membership says, yes, it's S-P-O-O-N-A-R, Spoonar Street. Okay, so that was Spoonar Street. Again, it's the name of a street, so it has to be a big S. Okay, so in space 2, you can, in your answer sheet, at the end, okay, this only happens at the very end, you will transfer your answer and you're going to put in Spoonar, like that. Okay, it's okay to do all capitals as well, like I showed you with Bacon. Now, be very, very careful when you're listening and answering. Don't put a small s, because when students do that, most often they will also copy a small s in the 10-minute transfer time. So make sure to have the correct form of the answer in the question booklet as you do the test. Don't think, oh, I'll remember that it's a capital S. No worries. You should double check when you're doing that, okay? But make sure that you focus on having the correct capitalization and answer in the question booklet. That's a very important tip for getting a good score in the listening section, okay? So keep this in mind. Okay, tip number 1. Make sure to write the correct answer form in the question booklet. So, for example, if it is a street name, use a capital letter to start the word. Okay? During the 10-minute time to transfer answers into the answer sheet at the end, double check the correct answer, capitalization, and spelling. Okay, that's very, very important. 10 minutes is lots of time, students, to transfer 40 answers, so you have a chance to check again. Okay, here we go. Let's keep going. Okay, so Bacon, Spoonar, what's the postal code? What is his postal code? So what's the answer for number 3? Did anybody get that? Okay, there's a lot of questions like this where you have to listen to dictation of postal codes or credit card numbers or personal insurance numbers. So you have to write those down. And in part 1, they usually repeat it. So try to get it the first time, and then when they say it again, double check. Okay, Kyber says it's PK38. PK387YQ. Okay, that's good. And Kyber, you're clever for using capital P and K and Y and Q for those letters. Okay, so that's another important tip, is use capital letters. Okay, use capital letters for these types of answers. Okay, so it's another important tip. It makes it much clearer and easier when you're transferring answers, and there's a lower chance that you're going to get the answer wrong. So tip number 2, for postcodes and insurance numbers and so on, use capital letters, okay, in your answers. And just a quick tip number 3 to follow up with this. So tip 3 is use capital letters for multiple choice as well. Also use capital letters for multiple choice answers. Okay, it's just best practice. Okay, number 4. So what was the answer to number 4? Mandeep Kyber, I believe you got that right on the postcode, so we'll check the answer key at the end. Number 4, what's the residential phone number for this person who's trying to get this gym membership? Anybody catch that? Ali Al-Hadi says it's none. There's no residential number, so none. None is a simple, good answer. Ali, you got that correct. Mandeep, Grace, Kyber, also none. Fantastic. Yeah, careful not to write the mobile number. I've seen students do that in this test where they actually copy this number and they don't pay attention that the mobile number is given right here. So he says, I don't have a house number. That's his residential number. So he says, I just have a mobile number, and then that's already given here. So don't put that into your answer. It's none. Okay, good for you. With this one, the instructions say, complete the form below, and it doesn't tell you how many words. So if you write no number, that's okay as well. All right, this next one was a diagram. So you had to figure this out. Now, I realize that the words are maybe a little bit hard to see for you. I'll try to darken it up just for a minute. But you can answer this just by the shape. Okay, so here you go. That's what it looks like if I darken the image. So here, you can immediately eliminate this one and this one. Why? So with question number 5, where you have to figure out which one it is, A, B, C, or D, you can eliminate B and D right away. Okay? I know you can't see me right now, but that's okay. So here, we know it's not B and we know it's not D. Okay? Even if you didn't catch the details inside. Why? Because the person says it's 50 feet by 50 feet. Okay? So it has to be a square. Okay? Yeah, that's right, Ali. So the height and the width, or the length and the width of the room is identical. Now, the person also says one other point where you know that the correct answer is going to be A. So, Ali, you're correct with A. Do you remember why it's A? So what else does the person say? And this is where you should visualize. So you should try to picture what you hear. So we know it's a square, so we know it has to be either A or C, right? Because it's 50 feet by 50 feet. And the other really good piece of information is there's lots of chairs. So he says there's many chairs, and we see that there's chairs here. There's no chairs here. Okay? So A was the correct answer for that one. All right? Yeah, the image is bright, so I know it was a little bit trickier. Of course, you won't have that challenge in the official IELTS, but you should get it. You don't really need to pay attention to the words. It's more the shapes in these questions that you have to pay attention to. Okay? Hi, Eugene. Hi, Jafar. Good to see you in class. Yeah, absolutely, Kyber. You have to visualize this question. It's a very visual type of question. Okay? All right, let's go on to questions 6 to 10. So here you had a little bit of a break to review questions 6 to 10. Question number 6, it's a matching question. Again, it's fairly simple. It's still part 1. So match the membership option with the benefit. Write the correct number next to the letter. Okay, so A is given. It's 3, so we know it's not going to be that. So this one's already taken. Access to the main floor is the basic membership. How about B? Okay, this is question number 6. So B, the premium membership, what does it include? Access to facilities around England, access to the lounge. B, which is for number 6 here. No, this one is number 1, and the premium plus is number 2. Okay, so it's 1 and then 2. So this is a little bit interesting because it's one question. Notice how it's question number 6. Don't get confused. So in your answer sheet, you'll have a box like that with the number 6. So the clearest way to show your examiner that you know the answer is do this. B, 1, comma, C, 2. Okay? That's what the answer should look like in the answer sheet. So be careful when you're copying this type of answer over. This is the clearest way. Okay, definitely it has to be 1 and 2. If you do this, as I'm sure you realize, if for this one, for example, you do 2 and 1, you're not paying attention, this will definitely be wrong. Okay, if you do 1 and 2, they'll mark it correct. So if you do this, 1, 2, that will be correct. All right, but this is the best way to make sure you pick up that point. All right, and it's just 1 mark. You have to get them both correct. It's just 1 mark. Okay, it's just 1 question. So in your answer sheet, when it's 1 number, that's 1 question. Careful with that. Okay. All right, let's keep going. Here, it was a short answer question. Keep it simple. Pay attention when they give you words like pounds in the answer. Okay. It says no more than 2 words. Always make sure to focus on the instructions as well. How many gyms does the company operate in England? Let's go for number 7 first. I think you're jumping the gun, Mandeep. How many does this place operate? Ali, very good, 24. So Ali says 24. Okay, that is the correct answer. Why is it 24, Ali? What does the speaker say? Okay, the speaker says 23 gyms in England, not including this one in Liverpool. Okay, so here you had to do a little bit of a simple math. Okay, so you had to go, it's 23 plus the one that they're in right now, which is equal to 24. So careful. Remember, students, if it seems too easy to be true, it probably is. You have to really pay close attention. Okay, that's my next tip for you here. And I keep saying that. So tip 4, you need to practice this at home with your IELTS practice exams. If the answer seems way too easy, it is probably a bit tricky. Okay, careful. Listen carefully. Okay, that's my 4th tip to you. All right. So again, repeat after me. 23 gyms in England, not including this one in Liverpool. Okay, so total number of gyms is 24. Okay, 24 gyms. All right. How much? What is the cost of the premium membership? I think somebody already put it up there. So what is the cost of the premium membership? Kyber says 84. Mandeep, I think you jumped the gun on that one, but good job, you got it. It's 84 pounds. Now, they give you the word pound, so please do not include that into your answer sheet because they can mark that wrong. Okay, so if you do this in the answer sheet, they'll mark it wrong because they gave you the word pounds in the question. So you need to remove the pound sign. Definitely don't use the word pounds. Okay. All right. Who is Bill going to ask to join him at the gym? Okay. Who is he going to ask? Kate. Kate is the correct answer. It's spelled K-A-T-E. Okay, they'll give you Kate for sure. Now, it's 2 words and or a number, so if you answer his friend, that's probably going to be correct as well, okay? Or neighbor Kate will be okay as well, Mandeep, absolutely. So Mandeep says, I want to be on the safe side and say neighbor Kate. Neighbor Kate is okay also because it's 2 words, so they'll probably take a few different answers. Yeah, Kyber, Kate is correct. Okay, so just Kate is correct. It's a name identifier. Just make sure it's a big K. Okay, when you're writing K's, the big K, you need to make sure that this line and this line are on the same, at the same height. Okay, if you write it like this, Kate, you'll get that wrong. Okay, you cannot have a small K. So be very careful with how you write your K's. Make it very clear. Okay, if it's a name. All right, last one. For section 1, what time is Bill meeting Mike the following day? Okay, what time is Mike meeting Bill the next day? Let's see what you have up there. Kyber says midday. It's one word. So Lobsang, Gelson, you have the right idea, but it is one word, midday. Okay, with 2 D's. Yeah, midday. It's quite British. You could answer that in different ways. What's some other ways to answer it? Well, you could write 12 p.m. They'll take that. That's correct. Okay, midday. Noon. Okay, noon is also correct, even if it's a small, you don't need capitals. It's a proper noun, so you can have a small m, small n. Okay, noon or midday, those are also correct. So they will take those answers. Okay, it's an accurate answer. All right, looking good. We'll do section 2 here in just a moment. But before that, let's talk about how to practice for listening at home for the IELTS to improve your band scores. One really good exercise, students, is to paraphrase questions before you do your listening. Okay, so this is a home exercise, and I'll show you this with section 2. Okay, so improve your IELTS band scores. Improve your listening band score by paraphrasing questions in the listening section before you listen. Okay, so this is a great exercise. This is an excellent exercise to do at least a few times, especially for section 2, 3, and 4. Okay. What are different ways to paraphrase? Okay, everybody, paraphrasing means to express the same idea using different words. Okay, ways to paraphrase. What are some different ways to paraphrase? So how can we paraphrase? Kyber says changing structure. Yep, that's called grammar. Sure, when you change the structure. Ali says using some synonyms. Absolutely. Okay. So synonyms. Yep. What else? And you have to practice all of these techniques together to really get the highest band scores in all sections of IELTS. So listening, reading, writing, and speaking all need you to master these kinds of paraphrasings for the information. Okay. Grace Cacao, vocabulary is more or less synonyms. So I'll give you an example of one. Give you the example here first. It's red, round, and delicious. It is a fruit often given to teachers. What is that? What am I talking about here? Yeah, Pachu says it's descriptive paraphrasing. You're right, Pachu, and I'm talking about an apple. Okay. IELTS listening especially section 3 and 4, use this kind of descriptive paraphrasing for some of the questions, so be careful. Yeah, it's called descriptive. Okay. Synonyms would be like big and large, right? Okay, that's definitely used in the IELTS as well. What's the opposite of a synonym? Anybody? What is the opposite of a synonym? Yeah, Pichu, you're on to another one there, which is good. We'll get to that one in a moment. Okay, I'll write that here as up. What antonym? Kyber says it's an antonym. Okay. So I'll give you an example here. Stay is the word. What's the opposite of stay? What's the opposite word for stay? What is the opposite of the word stay? Again, all of these kinds of paraphrasings are used. Yeah, so leave, exactly. Now, if I want to make stay and leave the same, then of course I need an extra word, which Pachu has given us. He says it's don't. Don't go or don't leave, right? So another way to say stay is I can say do not leave, do not go, right? So an antonym and negative will also paraphrase. Okay? So antonym, negative, together, it's like math, right? Language and math share a lot of similarities. So -1 times -1 equals +1. So antonym negative, stay equals do not leave. Okay, that's another way to do it. Grammar is also used. Grammar can be one of the most tricky or trickiest ways to paraphrase. I'll give you an example of it. I have visited France. This is present perfect, right? I have past participle visited. So I have visited France. So this means, this actually has a lot of information in this sentence, okay? It means at some point in the past, I had the experience of visiting France. Okay, so this short present perfect sentence is the same as this long descriptive sentence. At some point in the past, I had the experience of visiting France. Okay, so that's all to do with word order and grammar, Pachu. That's right. Okay, so you have to pay attention to that. There's lots of different kinds of grammar paraphrasing, lots of synonym, lots of descriptive, lots of antonym negative. And then, as I believe it was Pachu that just said this also, the next one is expressions, right? Let's say run across. Okay, what does run across mean? Anybody? The phrasal verb. So expressions include idioms, phrasal verbs. Collocations. Okay, run across means, anybody? If I say I ran across my friend at the shopping mall, anybody know what that means? What that phrasal verb actually means? It means to, run across means to encounter by accident. Okay, so run across is a phrasal verb that means encounter by accident. I ran across my friend at the mall. Yeah, that's right, Puneet. Very good. I think you got it at the same time as I put it up there. Okay, so again, remember, IELTS reading and IELTS listening is checking to see that you are able to master these kinds of paraphrasings in English. Okay, so one really good exercise to do at home is when you see the listening questions. Let's do that now. Let's go to section 2 here. Then you paraphrase what you see. Okay, so let's take a look at this question here. What are the two provinces directly west and east of the province of Alberta? So here we have to match the diagram. Okay, and you have to figure out which of these provinces are west and east of Alberta. So how can we paraphrase that? Okay, what are the two provinces directly west and east of the province of Alberta? How can you say that in another way? It's a little bit tricky because there are words that are tough to paraphrase, like west and east. Okay, so how can we do it? Try to paraphrase it. Do your best. Use a synonym. Use description. Yeah, left and right. Rekha, very good. So instead of west and east, you could say left and right. Hopefully everybody can figure out that left of Alberta would be west of Alberta and east. So it's a good one, Rekha. Yeah. Left of, right of. Sure, absolutely. You might think of the word, instead of directly west and east, adjacent. Okay, just do your best. It doesn't have to be perfect. You just want to do your best, all right? Okay, now you might think, okay, well, in this case, maybe the speaker will say, British Columbia is next to Alberta in the west. So you can come up with sentences like this, okay? So you can think, well, how can I hear this? How might I hear this kind of answer? This is a paraphrase. It's a descriptive paraphrase of the question in a statement form, okay? This is when you start to really get the hang of it and become advanced, all right? Okay, so a little bit tricky one here for the first question. Again, do your best, move on. Sometimes it's just one or two words that you can paraphrase. Sometimes it's the whole sentence that you can paraphrase, okay? Do as much as you can before you listen. Let's take a look at a couple of other questions, okay? Questions. So 1 million people is the number used to describe two groups in the recording. Which two of these groups does it describe? The population of Alberta, the population of British Columbia, the population of Calgary, the number of visitors to the Calgary Stampede each year, the number of visitors to Calgary each year. Okay? All right. Sahayatri, that's a good paraphrase for the previous question as well. Okay, let's try to paraphrase these answers in this case. So what's another way that you may hear the population of Alberta in the audio? So how could you hear this information? Okay, what's another way to say the population of Alberta? We haven't heard any audio yet, so don't give me any answers. There's nothing there yet. Right now, we're just practicing paraphrasing a little bit, students. Just practicing paraphrasing. What's another way to say the population of? So, of course, here you want to paraphrase this. Okay? Ali, the individuals of Alberta is not natural English, so you would not hear it that way, but a good try. Rekha says the number of citizens. Yeah, exactly. That might be a way. Number of citizens. Sure, so number of citizens. The residents. Very good, Ali. That's a good one. That's much better than individuals. Yeah. So the residents living in, right? So those are some good paraphrases. What kind of paraphrasing is this? Is it synonym? Is it antonym negative? Is it grammar? What kind of a paraphrasing is number of citizens for the word population? Just out of curiosity, just for fun. Which of the 5 types of paraphrasings are we using there? Which of the 5 of it's not a synonym, Puneet. Nope, it's not a synonym. It's something else. Hi, Sheknaz. It's not a lot of you would jump to the conclusion that it's a synonym because it's quite simple, but it's actually not a synonym here. Number of citizens, this is descriptive paraphrasing. Okay, so it's a type of descriptive because number of citizens describes the word population. If you look in a dictionary, dictionaries almost always give descriptive paraphrasings, right? That's how they explain the word in the dictionary, is they describe the word. So if you look up the word population, it will say the number of citizens living in a specified area. That's the population, okay? So descriptive paraphrasing. All right. What's another way to say number of visitors to the Calgary Stampede? Number of visitors. What would be another way to hear the word visitors? Quick synonym there. Hopefully, many of you are thinking tourists. Okay, would be a good one. Tourists, for sure. So that would be a synonym paraphrasing, right? So Rekha says number of tourists. Ali, again, number of clients. Clients would probably not be used in this case. Pachu residents would not be used in this case either. The Calgary Stampede is some kind of an event. So it could be fans or audience or attendees. Okay, so those are possible synonyms. Okay, travelers, Grace Cacao, maybe. Yeah, travelers is not bad. A little bit less natural, but not bad. It's possible. Okay, students, so now you get the idea. When you're practicing listening at home, even though it's not the most exciting exercise, use a thesaurus, use a dictionary, and do as much paraphrasing as possible before you listen, and then when you listen, check to see what kind of paraphrasing they used, okay? Let's now do this section 2 together, okay? So I'm going to go back to the top here. I will hop over to the website again. So this is our General IELTS website here. Students, I'm going to play the audio. Your goal here is listen, answer, and hey, pay attention. See what kind of paraphrasing they use between the audio and the questions, all right? So again, I'm using my microphone with a speaker. If it's quiet, then please turn up the volume on your side. It's maximum on my side, and use maybe a headset, okay? Again, just write your answers on a piece of paper, not in the chat. Give everybody a fair chance. Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Now turn to section 2. Take some time to look at questions 11 to 16. In section 2, you will hear a recording of a travel show about tourism to Calgary, Canada. First, you have some time to look at questions 11 to 16. Now listen carefully to the interview and answer questions 11 to 16.
Hello, I'm Deborah Sloan and welcome to Hotspots, the travel show that highlights great tourist spots around the world. Today we have a representative from Calgary, Canada, who is going to tell us a little about the city.
Thanks, Deborah. Yes, my name is Robert and I'm going to tell you all about the wonderful city of Calgary.
Sorry, I hate to interrupt, Robert, but can you tell me exactly where Calgary is? I'm sure many of our viewers are wondering.
Sure. Calgary is the largest city in the province of Alberta, which is the second most western province in Canada. Alberta lies directly east of the province of British Columbia, of which Vancouver is a very well-known tourist destination, and directly west of the province of Saskatchewan, of which Regina is the capital. Canada is a very big place, and that is shown by just how far Calgary is from many of the other major Canadian cities. Calgary is over 1,000 kilometres from Vancouver and over 3,400 kilometres from Toronto, Canada's largest city.
Canada is definitely a very spacious country.
Yes, indeed. Well, let me tell you a little about Calgary. Calgary is a beautiful city of approximately 1 million people, situated next to the Rocky Mountains. It is known most, perhaps, for the world-famous Calgary Stampede.
Is that with the cowboys and bull riding?
Yes, and it's held every July in the city. The Stampede attracts more than 1 million visitors each year from all over the world. It is referred to as the greatest outdoor show on earth. Another fact that Calgary is well known for is oil, which was first discovered in the area in 1902. With the boom in oil prices over the past 40 years, Calgary has seen its population grow from 400,000 in 1971 to over 1 million in 2007. In that time period, Calgary was by far the fastest growing city in Canada. Many sports fans will know that Calgary was host to the 1988 Winter Olympics, and to this day, Calgary remains a winter activity destination with several world-class facilities dedicated to many winter sports, from bobsled to curling to speed skating and everything in between. One of Calgary's biggest icons is its hockey team, the Calgary Flames, who play in the National Hockey League, or NHL as it's better known. They have been one of the more successful teams in the league during their 30 years in Calgary, even winning the coveted Stanley Cup in 1989.
You now have some time to look at questions 17 to 20. Now listen to the rest of the interview and answer questions 17 to 20.
On the cultural side of things, Calgary boasts a number of festivals during the year, including a fringe festival, a comedy festival, as well as the Calgary International Film Festival. Calgary is also home to numerous theatre companies, as well as the Calgary Opera, Alberta Ballet, and the Calgary Philharmonic Orchestra.
Sorry to interrupt again, Robert, but this programme is called Hotspots. So what's the weather like in Calgary? I've heard it's cold.
Yes, in the winter it can be quite cold, but in the summer it is also quite warm, with average summer high temperatures hovering around 23 degrees Celsius, while average winter high temperatures are around -2 degrees and routinely go down to -20. Calgary experiences something quite unique when it comes to the weather. It has these weather fronts called Chinook winds, which can blow through the city in the winter and temporarily raise the temperature by up to 15 degrees Celsius. These Chinook winds can last anywhere from a few hours to a few days, and they are welcomed with open arms by the people of Calgary. Calgary is also one of the sunniest cities in Canada, as well as one of the driest, which makes up for a lot of the cold weather. Honestly though, if you're looking for a winter getaway to a hot spot, as you say, Calgary is not the place to go. But if you are looking for a winter getaway that includes skiing or snowboarding or anything else done best in the cold weather, nobody does it better than Calgary.
Thank you, Robert, for that fascinating look at Calgary.
That is the end of section 2. You will now have half a minute to check your answers.
Again, students, always use that half minute to check your answers. All right, so let's start off with question 11 and 12, a little bit of Canadian geography. All right, what are the two provinces directly west and directly east of the province of Alberta? Now, this is two questions, so number 11 is this one here. Okay, let me darken it up a little bit so you can see it a bit better. There we go. Okay. So number 11, which province is west of Alberta? And for those of you who said number 11 is B, that's correct. Sorry. For number 11, it is D. Okay. So number 11 is D. It's British Columbia. That's where I'm from. I should definitely not mix that one up. Number 11 is D. The speaker says Alberta is directly east of British Columbia. Okay, so Alberta is directly east of. So the way that the audio says it is this here. Okay, east of and west of, like that. Okay, so you have to be really, really careful because the question uses grammar to switch the direction of orientation for this question. So it's a little bit tricky. Okay. So number 11 was D, British Columbia, and number 12 was B, Saskatchewan. So 11 D, 12 is B. British Columbia is the most western province of Canada, then Alberta, then Saskatchewan, then would come Manitoba, then Ontario, and north of Ontario and Manitoba is Quebec, and then east of Ontario are the island provinces of New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, Newfoundland, and Prince Edward Island. I just said that because I know many people are planning to go to Canada, and it's important to know your basic geography. We have three northern territories as well. Yukon, Nunavut, and Northwest Territories. Okay. Ali, I know it well because I am Canadian, so I have to know it well. Okay. All right, students. So 11D, 12 is B. I'm from the province of British Columbia along the Pacific Ocean. All right, so careful with that. So notice the paraphrasing there. Okay, let's keep going. Here, 1 million people is the number used to describe. This is for 1314. The order does not matter. Okay. So the order does not matter. It's used to describe the population of Calgary. Very good. C. Yeah, absolutely. And the number of visitors to the Calgary Stampede. D. Absolutely. So it's C and D. So during the month of July, when the Calgary Stampede is happening, the population of Calgary doubles. If you plan to visit Calgary in July, make sure you reserve your hotel room early because it goes from 1 million to 2 million people, the city's population, okay? You definitely will not find any hotels and Airbnbs in Calgary for that time if you don't book early. So be careful. All right, so C and D. Order doesn't matter. Just make sure you put them into spaces 13, 14. All right, question number 15 and 16. What is Calgary well known for? I need to speed up a little bit here. We're coming to the end of class. So 15, the correct answer was B. Hopefully you got that, oil. And Calgary hosted the Winter Olympics. So also B. So 15 is B, 16 is B. Okay. Calgary is famous for oil and one of the cities which had the Winter Olympics. Montreal also had Winter Olympics in Canada, And most recently, where I got to go as well, Vancouver in 2010 had the Winter Olympics. So 3 cities in Canada have been host to the Winter Olympics. No surprise, we get some good snow. Okay, number 17. Average summer highs in Calgary reached how many degrees Celsius? The correct answer there was 23. Okay, 23. All you need is just the number, students, 23. Okay. Last 3 questions. Number 18, minus 2 degrees. Okay, M-I-N-U-S, minus. Ali, good job. Grace Cacao, you don't need the word degrees for that question because they give you the word in the question. So just 23 is enough. Okay. Also, Grace, you spelled degrees wrong. So you have to be really careful because if you put it in wrong, you'll definitely get that question wrong. Okay, so careful. Chinook winds can raise the temperature by 15 degrees. Here's the correct spelling. Degrees Celsius, and can last anywhere from a few hours to a few days with an S because of the word few. Okay. All right. Calgary is also one of the driest cities in Canada, as well as one of the, what was number 20, students? Last question. Simran says, driest and sunniest. Yeah, with 2 N's. Very good. Yeah, Rekha, careful. Sunniest, double N. Careful. Sunniest, sunniest. I-E-S-T, Ali. Okay. All right, students, count up your marks for Section 1 and Section 2. Your score, if you want to get a band 7 or 6.57 and higher, for Section 1, Section 2, it should be 16 or more. Okay, your score should be 16 or more to get a band 7 or higher. Okay, so for the 2 sections, you should be aiming for at least 16 out of 20. Okay, because you will lose more later on. So careful. Okay, Khyber 15, it's a little low. Okay, it's a little on the low end. You want to push that higher. Okay, students, so that's Section 1, Section 2. Remember the important tips of today. Okay, the tips that I gave you in this class. Keep these in mind. Tip number 1, don't rush. Make sure that you put the correct answers into the question sheet, not just the answer sheet. Tip 2, for postal codes, insurance numbers, credit card numbers, use capital letters in your answer for the letters. Okay. Tip 3, just a quick one, also use capital letters for multiple choice answers. Tip 4, if the answer seems way too easy, like that question about how many gyms do they operate in England, careful, it's probably a little bit trickier than that. So just pay attention. Okay. You're very welcome, Khyber. I'm glad that you're improving. All right, now again, exercise for getting a higher score in the listening section. Go through all the questions, use a dictionary, use a thesaurus, apply as many kinds of paraphrasing techniques as possible. Grammar paraphrasing, synonym, descriptive, antonym, expressions. Change them up. The IELTS does. You should practice that too. Okay? All right. So, students, that's it for this class. Next week, we'll do the other half of this listening test. So keep those papers and your scores. We can check your scores out next week. Again, remember to access all of this beautiful material. You got videos, practice exams, interactive course. You can find speaking partners and all that goodness. Go to our website. The homepage looks like this coming up. General IELTS, green background. Click this big red button to join us on this website. And for academic IELTS, it's this website here, aehelp.com. blue background, click that red button. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching this class. In 30 minutes, I will be teaching a speaking section part 2 answer on our Academic English Help channel. Okay, so in 30 minutes, you can find me at Academic English Help channel for IELTS speaking part 2. You're very welcome, Kyber. You're very welcome, Pachu. Paneet, good to have you in class. Have a great day, everyone. Much love to all of you, and good studies. Bye for now.